Good morning. I'm Chris with Everman Overland, and I'm here this morning to introduce you to probably the newest in the ever-expanding lineup from LED Colight. This is the new 6.5-inch Trailblazer light that they have just released, and these are actually probably one of the very first pair to make it here stateside. A few months ago now, I upgraded a lot of the lighting here on Janky. I upgraded the headlights, and those are actually another LED Colight product. I've got some motorcycle lights, some floodlights, whatever, in the bumper, some ditch lights. I put a whole bunch of lights on the front of the truck. But the one set that I didn't have, and the one that I've been looking for, bugs, are some good long-range, really bright spotlights for the front of the truck, so that if I'm going down a trail in the middle of the night and we're moving at speed at 2 miles an hour, nobody needs great big flamethrowers on the front of the truck. You just don't need it. But if you're going 65, 70, 80, 90, I'd say 100 miles an hour, but it's an FJ Cruiser. We know that's a lie. You do want that light thrown way down range. You want that light to illuminate way down the road so that you can see any potential hazards coming. You can watch the terrain. You can look out for deer, whatever it needs to be. I always have to keep budget in mind because I don't have unlimited resources. I think a lot like most of my viewers, like you guys out there watching this, don't have unlimited resources. So I've been looking for something a little bit more within reason on the budget. And I think that at full list price of $179, I think these qualify quite well. Full disclosure, LED Colight did send these out to me to make this video, to test them out and say, hey, this is one of our new products. We talked about a number of different products and we actually settled on this one. These lights are a 6.5-inch light. I was actually looking for more of a between 7 and 8-inch light because I kind of wanted to fill this hole a little bit more. So I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to like these. And I still feel like they're just a tiny bit smaller than what I would prefer. I wanted them to be the same size, maybe a tiny bit bigger than the headlights, just for aesthetics. But let me tell you, these things work fantastic. So each one of these lights is rated at 60 watts of power consumption, and they claim one lux at like 750 meters, which is pretty far out there, and a total of 6,600 lumens per light. So with the two of them going, that's 13,200 lumens for the pair as they're running. Another feature of this light, which is kind of new and something that I've seen on a couple other lights, but not too much, is you can see this ring here will illuminate in either amber or white. So you can hook these up as a marker light or as a daytime running lamp. Here you can see them lit up with the orange ring turned on for the marker lights. You can see they match the clearance lights that are on the grill. I don't think you can actually see the corner lights from where you are or the lights up on the mirrors. But at night, everything kind of lights up the same orange color, and it gives a really neat effect to the front of the vehicle. And here you can see the ring illuminated in white for the daytime running lamp feature. It's not as easy to see from the camera. It almost just kind of looks like a reflection that's coming from something. But when you're here in person, it's fairly obvious that they're lit up. I had chosen previously, which I think a lot of FJ Cruiser owners have done, to unplug the daytime running lamps. There's just a little clip that's back behind the thing. You unplug it and no more daytime running lamps. I don't see a lot of people running the DRLs on the FJ Cruisers. I'm just not crazy about the way it looks. And with these, even though this is a lot more interesting than the normal headlights lit up, but just kind of dim and yellowy, I'm still not really that into the daytime running lamp look. A lot of you out there might like this, a lot of you might not like it. I've just chosen not to run the white ones, but they work. You can see them here, and they do kind of look neat. With the new LED technology, you don't have to have a lot of depth to the housing, so the housing is actually fairly slim. So this gives a lot of mounting options to you. If I wanted to mount these lights up here on top of the roof rack, I could do that. I could mount them to this bar here, and there's enough clearance that this bar is far enough back. It doesn't have to be all that far back. These would sit up here just fine. They also have a fairly strong, fairly robust mounting bracket it's made out of stainless steel. You can see it's got one pivot bolt and one adjustment bolt, so when you tighten those up, it's nice and secure. The bracket itself, as you can see down in there, has 3 holes. I'm only using one of those bolts because so far that's all I think it's going to need. But should I notice that, you know, in the future, like these things are always turning and the ones I aimed over there and one's over there and they're all cross-eyed and they're all goofy, I can go back in and I can drill an extra couple holes in the bumper, put the bolts through, everybody's happy. Okay, so now that you have seen the lights themselves, let's go ahead and open up the box. I'll show you what comes in the box, and then we'll light them up at night and you see how they work. Okay, so here is the box as it was shipped to me. You can actually see here's the shipping box here in the background, right? When nobody cares, it's just a cardboard box. One of the things that I have found, this is the third package that I have received from LED Colight, is you get an extremely plain brown generic box. Like there's no fancy pictures, there's nothing exciting about the box. And I gotta say, I'm pretty much okay with that because I would far rather spend $5 less on the lights than spend $5 on a box that they made all pretty and put pictures and everything, and then you throw the thing away, right? So I'm good with this. So now, what do we get inside the box? All right, so inside the box comes with, we've got a couple of different wiring harnesses here, or at least one for each light. We've got the installation bolts. We've got the nuts and bolts and a Allen wrench in there. These mounting bolts here are actually carriage bolts. You can see that they've got that kind of square side to the inside of them. So you put that down in, and you can see on the base of the mounting bracket, these square holes. Those carriage bolts will fit down inside of there, and that'll stop them from turning, so you can just tighten the nut on the bottom side, and you don't have to try and get a wrench up here, whatever. That actually makes it really nice for installation. You can also see here on this mounting bracket that there are 3 holes. You can use all 3, or if for whatever reason you wanted to mount it offset one way or the other from the hole that's already in your bumper, you can do that. So here are the lights. Okay, as they come out, you see it's got a very thick, very strong mounting bracket. These 2 screws are used for adjusting the height. So as this is mounted to the bumper, you loosen those 2 up, and that will secure aiming the light up and down. And then of course, whether you're using 2 or if you're just using a single, you just twist the body, and that takes care of aiming left and right. And then once you get them where you want them, you tighten everything up, everything is secure, and you're good to go. So this is everything that comes in the box. Again, you've got the mounting kits, which have a little rubber isolator in them, and the bolts required for mounting to the bumper. You've got these wiring harnesses, and these wiring harnesses, you can see at one end is a 4-pin, okay, because it has 4 wires in it. And this is what actually mates up and plugs into the light housing, okay? So you've got all 4 wires going in there. 2 of these wires, what you can see here, the red and black that go out of this connector, that is for the main illumination, all of the large LEDs that throw all the big light down range. These 2 little wires, so you've got a white one and a yellow one, this is for that illuminated ring that's in here that will illuminate in white or yellow. You could really choose how you want to wire these into the vehicle, how you want to get all of this done. You could put these on a switch, you can put them wired up to other lights, however you like to do it. But that's all that's required for wiring these things up. Now, I have spoken to the folks at Colight. This little pigtail here, okay, that plugs in, so this is how you actually wire up the main illumination for the light, and then again, this is for the smaller illuminated ring. These little plugs, I happen to have some laying around, but they didn't include any of these. So I'm not sure how we were supposed to wire this up. Now again, I've spoken to the people at Colight and said, hey, we didn't go into this. And she said, oh yeah, I think that was a mistake. We'll make sure those are included. But if you order a set of these and for whatever reason you don't get these included, these are available on Amazon. It was cheap. I got like 20 of them for 10 bucks or something like that. They're super cheap. But I expect that these are going to be included in the kits that will end up on retail, and you guys aren't going to have to worry about that. But just be aware, make sure that you've got some of these in there before you start your installation and then realize you can't wire the lights up. So one last thing that I'd like to show you in the housing here before I get started to go outside and install them is you can actually see the reflective lens that's back inside along each one of these the high power LEDs. All of these up here, you can see are shaped for a spotlight. They're very smooth and they're gonna focus that light down and send it real far down range. And then you can see all of these across the bottom are fluted so that it creates a much wider dispersion of the light, and these are gonna be more of a floodlight pattern down here. So with this one big light, you end up with both a spotlight and a floodlight that gives you lots of coverage in front of the vehicle, and then you still have all of these LEDs up here to throw all that light down range. So this should provide a fantastic array of light in front of the truck and down the trail. I'm really excited to have these here. Now, let me go ahead and go outside. I'll get these things installed and we'll see how they work. Okay, so you probably can't see me very well, but now you can see the orange marker lights, or the running lights that you can have here at night. And you can see I've got lights all over the truck and on the mirrors and whatever. And now, even though everything's very bright and the GoPro doesn't know what to do with it, you can kind of see, even with your headlights on, you're still gonna see those marker lights as you're coming down the trail, coming down the road at night, whatever. I can tell you from standing here that the marker lights are not obtrusive. They're no brighter than any of the other marker lights on the vehicle, and so you're not gonna have to worry about getting a ticket or anything silly like that. They just look cool. And with the and with the big bright lights turned on, like if we stand way over here, you can actually see that they're on. As soon as you start to step into the beam, like that's it. The GoPro has no idea what to do with it, but I mean, we're like these things, ooh, they are so bright. Okay, so now from inside the truck and here outside the truck, you can see this is what the headlights look like. This is what the headlights project. Now, these are actually upgraded headlights. These aren't stock, so these are nicer headlights than what you would get from stock. These are the Colight, I believe they call them the T9. I'll note it on the screen here, but they actually work really well. They have a dual projector that has a really nice, like, razor sharp cutoff you can kind of see there. And so these are good, these are effective headlights. Now, when compared to these Trailblazers, like, look at that. Now you can see everything. Look at the amount of detail that you can see in the trees way off in the distance. And those trees are probably not quite a quarter mile away from me, but they really let you see. Hey, look, there's a house. They let you see everything that's kind of coming down the road. If you're going super fast and you need to see all the way down there, this is getting the job done. So again, off, back on. Like with this off, you don't even see, there's a Mustang underneath a car cover back there that my neighbor has. And you don't even see it with just the normal headlights. If I turn the high beams on, you can barely make it out, but then you put these on and boom. And like now I can flip the high beams on and off and really, it doesn't really affect anybody. I'll also compare these kind of so that you can see the pattern on the ground, you can see the pattern of the headlights. If you look at the closer up pattern from the flood LEDs that are on the bottom of the headlights, you can see that they illuminate in front of, let me turn the headlights off to make it a little more obvious. They do illuminate here just in front of the truck as well, kind of off to the sides a little bit. You know, they don't cover all the way on the sides like that, like my ditch lights that are actually aimed off to the sides, but that's why we have ditch lights. When you compare them to floodlights that I have, you know, again, like you don't get as much fill right up close, but look at the difference at that distance. You can't tell a difference with any of these other lights. The motorcycle lights that I've got on here, which I love, these are also Colight product. Those do a lot better fill here in the middle. You can see them there coming on and off. But if you need to shine the light all the way down the road, if you want that distance out of the lights, these Trailblazers really make a difference. Now you can see as I'm driving, I've got the motorcycle lights on, and these are some of my favorites because they help out a ton. There's the headlights, there's your high beams, and boom, look at that. Look at how much light they're putting all the way down to the end of the road. Off, on, look at that, that's amazing. Compared with the other floodlights that do nice up close, but just don't get down the road like you want them to, and there's a car. Okay, so once again, the difference between your standard floodlight and then these Trailblazers, look at how much more distance those things have. They are fantastic. Boom. Look at that. Look at how much light those things are putting out. You can't beat that. So there you are. That is the new LED Colight 6.5-inch Trailblazers. All in all, I think I'm very happy with these lights, particularly when you take into account their cost. Right now, they've got them on their website for $179, and they've got like an automatic 10% off coupon, which takes them down to right around 160 bucks. At 160 bucks, these things are fantastic. I think if you were spending $1,000 on them for the pair, like you can with a lot of different lights out there, the polycarbonate lens that's on them might be a little thinner than I would like. The mounting options or whatever aren't quite as precise as I might like, but at 160 bucks, I'm happy. They're fantastic. They also gave me a code that I will put down in the description, and if you click on the link and you use that code on their website, it gives you an additional discount, making them even more affordable. I will tell you that this is not an affiliate link. If you click on that link and you buy them, I don't get paid for that. And I'm okay with that, because quite frankly, I would rather sit here and say, I like these lights, I recommend them, I think that they're worth the money, you should go out and spend your money on them, and simply have it be that I like them, not that I'm looking to make that 79 cents. At the money, I think they're an amazing option. If you need a light that is going to throw a whole bunch of light, like a spotlight, way down range, these are a fantastic way to go. The fact that they've got the little illuminated rings for the daytime running lamp or marker lamp, again, it's a little bit gimmicky. I think it's kind of neat, but you also don't have to hook them up if you don't want to. But it's something that I haven't seen a lot of other lights offer. So again, click the link in the description below, order yourself a set, and send me some pictures in the comments. Let me know what they look like on your truck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to answer whatever questions I can. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.